Combos. I shouldn't admit this on camera. I'm not prepared for this class. We learned four combos. The first four, and they are all very similar to each other. So it's a combination of our front punch and our back punch, and then there's going to be another strike in there somewhere. We're going to do those again today simply because they feel awkward.
Yes, sir.
And you don't want them to feel awkward.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and these are kind of the precursor to the rest of our sparring combos, because all of our sparring combos are going to travel.
Yes, sir.
And if we're not used to that traveling when we're doing our strikes, especially it's like if we've only been doing them in class, and especially if you're the individuals that had a hard time with that during 6 count, because we've had a lot of students where it's just like every time I see you guys in 6 count, it's like slowly creeping to one side of the room, because one individual understands how to travel while we're doing our sparring combos, and the other one doesn't. It's understandable what happens. Okay. That's why we practice.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So our first one was our front hand front punch, back hand front punch, and it was a front ridge hand. Now, the very first one is an offensive front hand front punch.
Sir.
Stepping in, that's a bamboo step. Oh. Okay, so this is usually something we go over at the end of punches and kicks if we don't run out of time. And that is, what's a bamboo step?
Yes, sir.
How does our bamboo step work? We have 2 bamboo steps. Technically, I guess there's 4. The first one is going to be our offensive bamboo step. So that's where we lift that front leg, we push off with the back. This is our offensive bamboo step. This is the one we use when we're coming in for an attack, when we're attacking, when we're approaching our opponent. Then there's our defensive bamboo step. That is where we lift that back leg and we push off with that front leg, and we're retreating from our opponent. These are the 2 moves we use during our 6 count sparring.
Sir.
Okay. So, when we do our sparring combos, we're always doing our offensive bamboo step.
Yes, sir.
That's because we're striking, and what we want to do is we want to get a little bit of that extra body momentum into those strikes.
Sir.
Okay, so we've learned this the first day, stationary, and now we're going to do our front hand front punch, back hand front punch, and that front ridge hand, and we're going to do a bamboo step for that very first punch. Okay.
Yes, sir.
For now, we're not going to do it for the next 2 punches, but at least for that first punch, we're going to do a bamboo step.
Yes, sir.
All right. Stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Right foot forward, ready stance. So we do that offensive right hand front punch, back hand front punch, and it's going to be that front ridge.
Yes, sir.
Ooh. We're going to do 5 on each side.
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, get that speed in. Okay, I'm gonna say us. Travel down the room. We're just gonna go right back down the other side of the room. Okay, so it's gonna be that offensive front hand front punch, back punch, front ridge hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Feet together.
Sir.
Okay. Want to make that a little bit better?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we're going to do, it's going to be a little easier for us to do step on that first one, not so easy on that back punch. That last ridge hand, we're going to step into that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And when we step into it, I'm going to show you something. Before you can see my feet. So when I do that ridge hand, I'm going to want to kind of come off my center line.
Yes, sir.
And there's a reason for this, and that is that I want to go all the way through. This is that follow through that we normally do with our punches. We're doing that with our ridge hand. So as we step into this, we're actually pulling our hand all the way through, but we're using our body to do a lot of that connection.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Going straight for that throat.
Yes, sir.
So you can imagine if somebody's throat was right on this line, and I step and I hit them, it's going to hurt. But if I step through, pull that hand through, it's going to hurt a whole lot more.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Even if your hand doesn't make it all the way through, you're still putting a lot more pressure on that throat.
Yes,
All right. We're not going to do very many of these. We're going to do 3 on each side, but what we're going to do this time is we're going to do that offensive step for that front hand front punch, and then we're going to step into that routine. Okay. And I want to make sure that we're not doing. Your arm's not going behind you when you do that bridge hand. We're still stepping forward. Starts off like a punch, and we follow through with that hook.
Yes, sir.
All right, right foot forward, ready stand. Front hand front punch, back hand front punch, step into that bridge. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, see us. You can feel the power in that one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it's front hand front punch, back hand front punch, and then front bridge hand. 1, 2, 3. Good. Feet together.
Sir.
Whew. Okay. Next one's going to be our front hand front punch, front leg front kick. Offensive front leg front kick. So it's
Sir.
offensive front hand front punch, offensive front leg front kick. It's going to be that back punch. Okay. Almost all of our moves are going to end with either that back punch or a back ridge hand.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these next 3, you're going to end with that back punch.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Actually, the first one's the only one that breaks that entire rule. There's going to be a few of them that break the rule.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right leg forward, right stance. We're going to do our front hand front punch, front leg front kick, back punch. Front hand front punch, front leg front kick, back punch. Front hand front punch, front leg front kick, back punch. Front leg front kick. Sorry, front hand front punch, front leg front kick, back punch. Whew. Hard to say us. I'm just kidding.
Last time too. Such a tongue twister.
Front hand front punch, front leg front kick, back punch. Front hand front punch, front leg front kick, back punch. Front hand front punch, front leg front kick, back punch. Front hand front punch, front leg front kick, back punch. Good. Whew. Feet together.
Sir.
Oh. Hard. It is a tongue twister.
Very
It's also
much.
one of those ones where I'm trying to say it and trying to do it at the same time. It's like there's a mental exercise we do as a kid where it's like they'll show you a color, but it's the word, but it's in a different color.
So hard.
And it's like they'll show it to you and it's like they'll say the word, and the next one will go say the color, say the word, say the color, and then flash it in front of you. And it's like it's very easy for your brain to get mixed up. I don't know what that had to do with cognitive ability.
Well, that's like one of the classic ones that it's designed to make you fail.
Yeah.
Because your brain can't handle it.
Your brain is wired a certain way. Same thing here. We're trying to unwire our brains a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next one was the side kick. So it's gonna be a front hand, front punch, front leg, side kick, back punch. Good. All right. Right foot forward, ready stance. Okay. Front hand, front punch, front leg, side kick, back punch. Front hand, front punch, front leg, side kick, back punch. Front punch, front leg, side kick, back punch. Say us.
Us.
Front hand, front punch, front leg, side kick, back punch. Front hand, front punch, front leg, side kick, back punch. One more. Front hand, front punch, front leg, side kick, back punch. Whew. Get together.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so one thing you may notice if you have enough room in your house, wherever it is you're doing this, is that there's a bit of momentum on this one.
Yes, sir.
It's hard to do this one once you actually start moving to do that side kick in place.
Yes, sir.
You will fall over. That's one of those nice things about starting to get that movement going is that if your weight's on that front leg, you're gonna have to shift back to do a defensive side kick. But we're doing an offensive side kick. So that means once we're done with that front punch, that back leg is gonna come forward.
Yes, sir.
Do that side kick. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
Yeah, that feels easier than the defensive.
Yes. It feels easier than defensive, especially because we're moving forward through the whole thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And it's almost going to kind of come natural. If you're struggling trying to get that one, you felt like you're falling over, pull that foot forward as we're coming through. Okay. We're gonna do 3 more on each side.
Yes, sir.
Front leg, front leg. Right foot forward, ready stance.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Front hand front punch, front leg side kick, back punch. Front hand front punch, front leg side kick, back punch. Front hand front punch, front leg side kick, back punch. Say us. Other side. Front hand front punch, front leg side kick, back punch. Front hand front punch, front leg side kick, back punch. Front hand front punch, front leg side kick, back punch. Ooh, feet together.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna punch. This is very mentally draining.
Yes, sir.
I don't normally do this in class. This isn't me. That's why I'm apologizing. Okay. Our last one is gonna be our front hand front punch, front leg round kick, back punch. Okay. We're gonna start with that right foot forward, ready stance.
Sir.
We are offensive front hand front punch, offensive front leg round kick, and then that back punch. Offensive front leg front punch, offensive front leg round kick, back punch. Front punch, front leg round kick, back punch. Say us.
Okay.
Other side, front hand front punch, front leg round kick, back punch. Front hand front punch, front leg round kick, back punch. Front hand front punch, front leg round kick, back punch. Woo! You did it!
I did.
Oh my goodness, that was an hour. Whew. This is looking like one of the more grueling workouts we do.
Yes, sir.
Please keep coming to these. Please keep following along. They're gonna get a lot harder.
Yes, sir.
These are the easy ones.
Gotta get that conditioning.
You gotta get that conditioning.
Yes, sir.
You need to get that brain work. This is okay. So I'm gonna say this right here, right now. It's also a lot harder when you're doing it in the air. It's a lot easier when you have something to chase.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just that easier. If there's a reason why kids like to play tag, it's a target. It's like your body can go a little bit further. You just need that motivation.
That's so true.
If you're out running on your own, is that you're not gonna push yourself as hard.
That's very true.
Yeah. But yeah, once we have that target, and we can't do this due to quarantine and social distancing, but that target makes us push it a lot harder because you're a lot more exhausted at the end of class. But you feel quite a bit more accomplished then because you had a target you were chasing.
Yes, sir.
All right. Whew. This is one of the nice things about having instructors. Somebody's gonna push you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Class is over.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Bow out.